It's playoff time, and we are live on another beautiful Friday night at Jack Foster Stadium, Crestview High School, as the undefeated Bulldogs host the 7-2 Gulf Breeze Dolphins. For the Crestview Bulldogs, Coach Tim Hatton has his team ready to go and is pleased with his senior leadership and well-balanced attack that did not lose one single game at home this season. But in just a few short years for the Gulf Breeze Dolphins, Coach Bobby Clayton has turned around his alma mater into a win-producing machine and looks to repeat on last year's upset victory in Crestview. It's win or go home, Crestview versus Gulf Breeze for the Class 6A Regional Quarterfinals. Up next on 11 Papantonio Big Game on Blab Sports.
And here come the Dogs.
And welcome into the 11 Papantonio Big Game right here on Blab Sports. Chad Brilliante with you here on this beautiful Friday night. You see a couple people in jackets, but that's because it's Florida, and when it gets under 60, people wear jackets. It's a beautiful night for football, and we are happy to be out here as Crestview takes on Gulf Breeze. Looking at some of the keys to tonight's game, it is the FHSAA playoffs. Can Crestview stay undefeated when it matters in the big moment? One of the big keys is going to be slowing down Tyler Dittmer for Crestview. Running back with over 200 yards per game on the ground and leading the area with 19 touchdowns. It's win or go home. Tonight, it is all about the big victory right here for the Class 6A Regional Quarterfinals, and we're excited to be here. Just a few seconds away from opening kickoff, alongside my partner throughout the season, the coach, J.C. Alboniga. Danielle Lockamy will join us as well from the sidelines. J.C., beautiful night for football.
Oh, man, it's a beautiful night, and I'm very excited that we get to do the playoffs. And this is going to be a really fun game and a very intense game as well.
Opening kickoff, Gulf Breeze decided to receive, and they'll take things with Tyler Dittmer. You're going to hear his name throughout the night, and he takes it out, and there is a fumble on the field. The ball is loose, but it is recovered by Gulf Breeze. So the Dolphins will start up. That would have been a huge start right there. But the good news is for the Dolphins, they have recovered. Tonight's game, looking at both of these teams, it should be a really fun one when you take a look at both these teams have had an opportunity to go through their competition pretty much the same way. Both teams averaging right around the same, with Gulf Breeze at 36 points a game, Crestview at 39. Their defenses have been stout of late. 19 points a game is what Gulf Breeze is allowing to only 11 with the Bulldogs. And you can see, JC, one of the things we walked on the field earlier, and looking at the size of some of those guys on Crestview is going to be key. We'll get into that, but the first down run is taken up the middle for about 3 yards from Tyler Dittmer, the 5'8" junior running back, as we talked about, 219 yards per game on the ground. And you're going to see a large dose, especially knowing that Dylan Kelly is one of those kind of quarterbacks, young and is just working his way through some kinks over the last few weeks. Expect to see a lot of Dittmer eat up some clock here early on.
We can only tell by the first drive, that, hey, we're going to give it to our guy. Let's go with it. On this play here, obviously you got the quick pass out. That's a great call.
And the pass is complete out to his favorite target, Spencer Segal, the captain, having a great year. Earlier in the year, we had the game against Fort Walton Beach where Spencer Segal was our player of the game. 3 touchdown receptions, the kind of guy that is a big play strike. And once again, you can see Coach Bobby Clayton, a former quarterback himself for the Pensacola Barracudas, the first professional team. There was an indoor football team back in the day, dating back, sorry, Coach, about 20 years ago. But you can see on that first down run, Tyler Dittmer takes it for about 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. A reminder to stay tuned throughout the game. We will have the bands for you at halftime, as well all the biggest plays, highlights in this playoff matchup, JC. It is all about this one tonight. Beautiful night for football. We're excited to be here at Crestview. 2nd down and 7. Lined up in a shotgun, 4-wide set in motion. And the handoff is taken. Dittmer gets a hole. He's got a crease. Down to the 40, 30, 20, 25. All the way. Breaks one into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. And just like that, Gulf Breeze on the board early.
Yeah, now you see me, now you don't on that option. It looks like it was a fake handoff going to the right, and he took it back to the left on the cutback, and you saw the hole. And you see the Dolphins' offensive line is doing a great job so far. So now there's had to be an adjustment by Crestview, but I tell you, that's a huge play right there.
And Tyler Dittmer scores his 20th touchdown on the ground this season. An incredible start here for an incredible player. And a big start for the Dolphins here on the road. The kick is up, and it is good. Gulf Breeze 7, Crestview nothing. You are watching the 2017 FHSAA Football Regional Quarterfinals right here on Blab Sports. Welcome back to 11 Papantonio Big Game from Crestview High School at Jack Foster Stadium. Gulf Breeze, a touchdown on their first drive after a 70-yard touchdown from Tyler Dittmer, getting him on the board here early. Taking a look at both these teams throughout the year, both very strong, and you can see in the team comparisons, a 7-2 Gulf Breeze squad going up against the 7-0 Crestview squad here in Class 6A. Both offenses very similar, well-balanced, and both defenses holding their opponents right around 2 touchdowns per game. The opening kickoff for Crestview is taken back. You can see the speed on the outside from Rawson Mack, taking it out close to midfield to the 45-yard line. Good start here for Crestview.
Yeah, Rawson Mack, just a sophomore, 5'9", 146 pound, and he's got some moves. He took it to the outside after kind of telling the defense that was coming at him, I'm going up the middle, but nope. I went outside and got some extra yardage. Great play.
And a couple of the names you're going to hear throughout the broadcast here for Crestview. It seems like it's sort of a family tradition here. You've got Keon, Jaden, and Devin Voisin. Now, they make up about 85% of the receiving game. 2 are twins, 1 the older brother, and he leads them by 0.5 yards per game. So a little bragging rights close here during Thanksgiving. And the run is up the middle, taken strong, out close to midfield, right at the 49-yard line from Jay Stanton, the junior running back, averaging 118 yards per game this year on the ground.
Yeah, Walter Yates coming in on the Gulf Breeze side on the tackle. We're going to be calling that young man's name a lot today. Good job on his part. Keeping that would have been a big gainer, but the hole was very big, and actually I could have ran to that one.
And Coach Tim Hatton's team is going to run an up-tempo. They're going to run no huddle throughout. Both these teams like to move the football, shotgun spread formation, and Stanton able to pick up a first down on 2nd and 1. That'll move the chains for a Bulldogs.
First down.
Taking a look at that size of the offensive line. Key, the guys up front right there. Looking at number 52, 2 Weston. Guys up front like Dylan LaFour, Bryson Norris, some big guys up there JC, you walked by him and seemed small, which is not an easy task.
Very impressive group of guys. Looking forward to seeing if they either rotate them out. They've got plenty of them to see if they all get a chance to play tonight.
Devin Boyson on the pitch play right there, and pick up a 13 yards as Crestview moving it into Gulf Breeze territory. And early on, a lot of excitement back and forth from both these teams offensively. At quarterback here, Rod Bouchard, the senior quarterback, averaging 210 yards in the air. A great leader from this undefeated Bulldogs team, and it's tipped up in the air, and it is caught, intercepted. What a play on the sidelines. Coming in number 25, Carl Taylor makes the interception. They're talking things over, but it looked like he had a foot down. JC, from my perspective, it looked like that was a great interception on the tip play. In high school football, you only need 1 foot down, and that is the call. You can see Coach Tim Hatton down on the sidelines pointing, but that looked like a good interception.
It seems like one player had it, the other one took it, and now I want the interception. And did you catch the numbers on that? I didn't.
Number 25, yeah,
Number
that was
25.
Carl Taylor on the interception.
Great job and great concentration, keeping the foot down. Big plays in playoffs. You know, here's what happens: turnover margin. We'll see who wins that one today.
Good job right there by Gulf Breeze taking over. So after picking up 40 yards early on, the turnover, and it's an old cliche in football, but looking at the turnover margin and winning the time of possession, usually you're going to come out with the victory. And so far, it's been Gulf Breeze. A nice 4-play drive on their first opening possession with the touchdown run from Tyler Dittmer, and then coming right back with a big interception on the tip pass in triple coverage by Carl Taylor, the junior linebacker. And on first down, you can see Crestview knows that Tyler Dittmer is going to get a dose here tonight. And nice play there by big number 45 coming in there, Terrell Holiday, the 6'1", 265-pound sophomore. He's only a sophomore right there, but boy, he eats well.
Yeah, he did a great job splitting the block and coming in, and you know, it's all about, again, you're filling the lanes, you're getting penetration to get in there and break up the backfield play, and that's what he did. Great job, young man.
And you can see the speed on the outside. Dylan Kelly, a dual threat quarterback on second down, but the speed you can see there from number 30, James Gary. Now, Gary has the type of size where a lot of Division I teams will be looking 6'3", 225 pounds, and you can see running around a 4.6 speed. JC, that's scary for any quarterback.
I'm scared, and I'm all the way over here.
Big third down coming up, so Crestview, after the turnover in Dolphins territory, have come out big on the last 2 possessions defensively. And once again, you can see a number of Bulldogs in for the big play and a big defensive stop. Sometimes it's about how you recover from a tough situation. And right there, the Bulldogs respond at home.
Yeah, number 42, Michael Hawthorne, playing the defensive end on the left side. What his job is to do is outside containment, move everything in. Well, obviously, he stayed at home. The play was coming from the opposite side. He stayed there, pushed the player towards the end zone, and there caused his buddies to come in and help out. Great job by him. He's a senior. He's 6'2", 196-pound guy. You know, solid-looking player.
It'll bring up a 4th down punting situation from their own end zone. And it's a nice punt. The punt goes past the 50 and will stop at the 42-yard line of Crestview. A 53-yard punt right there by the Dolphins. You are watching the 2017 FHSAA Football Regional Quarterfinals right here on Blab TV.
Pass complete to number 7, Devin Boyson.
Welcome back to 11 Papatonio Big Game. It is the playoffs here from Crestview High School. Crestview and Gulf Breeze, 2 teams combined this season to go 15-2. Well-respected coaches, and Tim Hatton and Bobby Clayton. Last year, Coach Clayton, in his first year with his alma mater, walked into Crestview and got the victory. and surprised a lot of people out there. I had a chance to call that game, and tonight, so far with an early 7-0 lead, a Crestview team that went the entire 4-month season without a loss finds themselves down for only the 3rd time this year. And 2017 FHSA football regional quarterfinals, it's 11 Papatonio big game. Welcome back, Crestview High School. The Bulldogs' second possession, but it looks like there was movement up front. This will move back the Bulldogs 5 yards. Opening round here of the postseason. A lot of games in action here tonight. JC, you look at 2 teams here. Crestview taking on Gulf Breeze. We've got Niceville and Navarre battling now tonight as well. I know Tate on the road to St. Augustine, which they can remind everybody over there. How does it feel to be the number 2 oldest city when the folks from Pensacola go?
They probably did, and
I'm sure they said that.
And, you know, they've been talking about it all week long. It's been a lot of banter going on, and I think St. Augustine is kind of getting them to stay quiet about it at this point. I believe that score is about 35-7.
Okay, all right. Well, on the football field, they're losing. But we'll keep you posted on all the games going on here in the postseason throughout the night. Nice run there by the quarterback, Rod Bouchard, showing off his speed right there. Doesn't have to run a lot, but when he does, smart with the football and picking up a gain of 12 yards after being pushed back. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and 5.
Well, again, when you have the offensive line doing a great job of sustaining their blocks, see what you get. You get a positive play. And you need to be consistent, especially in a game like this where it's win or go home.
You can see the trip set on the side. That's not one of those plays when you ask Madden on a video game you'll get right there. Trip lineup, very creative offense. And on the outside, the run is good for a Bulldogs 1st down. But a lot of the guys up there, first off, you know what's good is when you could build the chemistry even outside of high school. And Keon, Jaden, and Devin Boyson, well, they grew up around each other, all brothers, and they have 80% of the team's receiving. So when you're out there, you seem like you're on the same chemistry, and you can see the lineup here. That's just got to be tough. As a cornerback, if you're lined up in that situation, JC, you got 3 guys back there. It's really tough. And if anything, like you can see here, on 2 straight good runs up the middle with Jay Stanton, it can set up a good decoy.
And I believe that we're going to see a little bit more of the voices. I think right now there's a little bit of chess going on. You know, they're not going to show all their hand at this point, but you do have an opportunity here to get someone like the Jay Stantons to get some positive yards going, get them hyped up, get their momentum going. So then when Gulf Breeze adjusts to that, then it can go ahead and go to your deep threats, to your to 80% of your offensive on the wide receiver side of the Voisins, or even bring in, you know, your tight end and do something down the middle with him.
And the run, a huge hole up the middle. Strong gain right there. Our favorite yak stat, the yards after contact right there. And this one's real close, but it looks like it's going to be just short. Taking a look here, Jay Stanton having a great season on the ground, averaging 24 carries per game. He is a workhorse up front. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and inches.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it. Jacob Tisdale, the number 35 linebacker, senior from Gulf Breeze, hopped off the field. Hopefully he's going to be all right.
Taking a look here. And
but
it looks like we've got a penalty, which will push back 3rd and inches. Looks like it'll bring up after the false start, 3rd down and 6.
But I believe right now what we're seeing the last 3 plays, they've been runs right up the middle. And you're looking at hat on hat, offensive line. We're going to take our offensive line. We're going to move your defensive line. Now, yes, there is a little bit of a heavier side, a little more powerful side on the Crestview side if you look at it from a weight point, towards the Gulf Breeze defensive line. But you cannot get away from the fact that there are some skill sets on that Gulf Breeze defensive line. They're going to figure out how to adjust and how to get around them. You're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to do some slants. You're going to have to do some gap assignments, just to get around that.
4-wide shotgun set. Beauchard's pass is taken on the outside from Devin Voisin. And even after the penalty, Voisin's able to take it out for a gain of 13 yards for another Bulldogs first down.
Yeah, nice looking job. I really think that this outside receiver game that they've got going on for them has worked tremendously. We saw it in the first drive. They're able to get a couple plays in with those. Right now, they're just setting them up on the middle, and they're going to open it up on the outside. You can really see this game plan coming to fruition.
And a first down situation here. That's one thing with Crestview. The formations, you're not going to see too much. You can watch Big 12 football, anything, where you run up-tempo. Very creative formations from Coach Hatton's team. And the run up the middle is taken for 4 yards from Jay Stanton. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, again, short yardage play. You got to keep giving it to your horse. Let him keep setting the tone right here, and it's going to open it up on the outside. Right now, you're on the left hash mark. I look for them to see if they can take advantage of the wide open side of the field, especially with a pass. I'm looking to see them go out there to Keon Voisin. He's been out there a few times, and I believe he's got a step on him, that DB out there.
Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Gulf Breeze with a 7-0 lead. Nice fake. Beauchard over the top and incomplete, intended for the junior receiver Devin Voisin. And I'll tell you what we've seen early on, too, from Crestview, after that first play especially on the interception by Carl Taylor, is respect in the secondary. And we've had Gulf Breeze twice this year, JC. One guy in Walter Yates. He's a team captain. But this guy is a ball hawk, seems to always be around. In the 2 games we had, he had 3 interceptions. And I'll tell you, he's the kind of guy that just being his presence on the field has kept really a lot of the passes away from him.
Oh, yeah. And, leadership is one thing, but also, quarterback IQ or football IQ with understanding what the quarterback's doing.
And you can see letting him play right there. It was a slide from Beauchard. That's one of those 50-50 calls. Personally, I would rather see less flags than more flags. It's football, let them play. But in today's game, that's one that you see a lot of times, maybe the hanky fall. And you can see Coach Hatton in our bottom part of our screen right there. He wanted one as well, and so did the offensive coordinator. It'll bring up now a 4th down and inches. The Bulldogs going for it. The fake. Beauchard looking over the middle, and it is caught. Big time play. Touchdown, Bulldogs. What a big play on 4th down coming through Jaden Voisin. And a touchdown right there for the Bulldogs.
Great hands, I tell you. He was in a lot of traffic, was able to pull that ball down.
But wait, ineligible receiver downfield. So just like that, and you can see right now the officiating crew talking things over. That's the only problem when you play action that close to the goal line. The separation between the offensive line and your receivers is not that far. And just that split second there, tough one, and that's going to bring them back a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to force Crestview to send out their field goal unit with number 19, Cody Treywick.
Yeah, the officiating staff would like to mention that they are a crew from Tallahassee, and FHSAA does that. They go ahead and let the crews go around, especially from the panhandle side, so they can sort of make a bias, not a non-biased call to a game. But they're doing a good job. We haven't seen a lot of penalties, which we're used to that, from the guys over on our side of town. But I believe it was a great call and a fair call.
And the kick is up.
Unfortunately, it didn't get the
and wide right. So what looked like a touchdown on 4th down for the Bulldogs is a wide right field goal. Gulf Breeze remains with a 7-0 lead. You are watching the 2017 FHSAA Football Regional Quarterfinals right here on Blab TV. Welcome back to Crestview High School. An unfortunate break with a man down field for the Bulldogs. And the touchdown was nullified on the field goal attempt wide right. So Gulf Breeze so far getting some good breaks their way here early on the road with a 7-0 lead. And now conversation looked like it might have been a late hit. They're going to talk this one over. And that's exactly what the call is. 15-yard penalty on Crestview.
Yeah, we like to explain this every week. I'm not going to take your thunder, but when you get a penalty like this, it's not a spot foul penalty. It's all added up from the original line of scrimmage.
You're not taking my thunder. I don't enjoy talking about penalties. You can take every one of those if you like. That is your thing tonight, JC. Anytime there's a penalty, that is all JC. So remember, if your kid gets a penalty, JC is the one calling him out for. Just kidding. We're having some fun here tonight. We appreciate you being with us all season long here on Blab Sports. 11 Papatonio, big game. Excited to be carrying the only game in town here on television for the high school playoffs, bringing it back to you. Covering all the area throughout the season. That run taken up the middle by Dylan Kelly for a gain. He'll bring up 2nd down and 7. But JC, excited to have the opportunity here to cover the FHSAA postseason.
Yeah, on the last play, we had an option play, and the defense did a great job in covering the pitch man, but there was nobody on the quarterback, so he was able to get some positive yardage on that. I'm sure there'll be an adjustment made by the defensive side. You have the linebacker. Middle linebacker should have been swinging over, covering that, but we'll see what happens on the next time they do it.
And a big pass over the top, and there is contact, and that'll be pass interference. Now remember, as Spencer Segal goes up in the air, I think it's the right call. You could see Coach Hatton down there in the sidelines. Or Crestview didn't agree, but there was definitely contact on that play. But here's the deal. Remember, in high school, folks, it is not a spot foul. So whether it's a 60-yard Hail Mary or it's a screen pass, you're going to go ahead and get that 15 yards.
Now you stole my thunder. I thought you just said I can call. That's fine. Well, I guess we'll take turns. That's okay.
That was my best play as a quarterback. Just throw it up in the air, pray, and hopefully somebody would make contact, and I would look good.
Well, I tell you, the coach is upset, but I tell you, the receiver turned around and go play the ball. The defensive back did not, and they're going to call that all day long.
And that will move it across midfield out to the 46-yard line. So far, a couple penalties costing Crestview early on after a touchdown was nullified for a man downfield, and now a 15-yard penalty on this drive alone. 40 yards of penalty, including a personal foul early on. And another yellow flag falls out, this time against the Dolphins. False start there after the handoff to Tyler Dittmer. Tonight's game is the 2017 FHSAA Class 6A Football Championship, sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with a membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in an educational environment. The FHSAA, building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship. And a big-time play. You can see the defensive front here. Once again, coming in on that tackle, DeMarcus Purcell. You can see the speed on the outside, but that's one thing. This defensive front for Crestview, a lot of speed and size, which is tough for a quarterback, 5'10", because when you look up front of that defensive line, it looks like a power forward center basketball team. You've got 6'4", 6'3", 6'3", and 6'4" across that line.
The best thing to do is have leverage. Get underneath them. Lowest man always wins.
Handoff is taken out the left-hand side by Tyler Dittmer before he's tackled by a host of Bulldogs right there, including number 60, Ben Taylor, senior defensive end. And after a nice drive going there from the Dolphins, it looks like they're going to have to talk things over. So we'll come back for more on tonight's FHSAA 2017 Regional Quarterfinals here on Blab TV. Welcome back right here to 11 Papantonio Big Game, the playoffs. It is the Class 6A regional quarterfinals. The Gulf Breeze Dolphins here on a 3rd down, but there is a penalty which will push them back even more. Legal shift on the play. And it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
I'm looking forward to seeing the adjustment here. You know, since that first drive that we had the long touchdown run with Tyler Dittmer, you know, the Crestview's defense has definitely adjusted, and I believe that's why we're seeing a lot of options here to kind of set up for Tyler to be able to take the ball, you know, for more than 5 or 6 yards. But great job on the Crestview side for making that adjustment they did.
And it looks like Crestview is going to decline the penalty, which will bring up a 4th down punting situation. Anytime you can get a punt, and no point of giving a team another down. So it looks like they will punt it away out on the field for the Dolphins. Number 7, Spencer Segal.
Maybe we have an opportunity now to talk about the vault.
That's right. Tonight's vault will be locking up players throughout the game of who are the best ones, and then we finally find a player of the game when we free all of the kids. That's what we do.
We're definitely going to actually hold them this time.
Before we get a call, that is what the vault is. And the kick is away, and it is down right at the 1-yard line, and they're going to talk this over. Now, he made the catch and ran into the end zone. Discussing things here. Right there was number 20, Nate Herrick, and that's the correct call. You have to stop. If your body takes you into the end zone, then it does count as a touchback right there. And that's where Crestview will take over when we return right here on the 11 Papantonio Big Game. Welcome back. 11 Papantonio Big Game for the FHSAA postseason. Let's take a look at our team leaders here for the Crestview Bulldogs tonight. Starting with quarterback Rod Beauchard, having a great season this year with over 1,200 yards through the air and 14 touchdowns. As well, Devin Voisin, an incredible year, one of the 3 Voisin brothers out there that take up 12 touchdowns and 80% of the offense, as well with Keon Voisin. An incredible trio out there with a lot of speed. Think you can stop one Voisin, you got 2 more to cover.
I tell you what, from a coaching standpoint, it must be a lot of fun to have that kind of an arsenal, you know. But when you're out there and you're yelling at a Voisin, you know, they all turn their heads and you got their attention.
Well, that's when, if I got in trouble, I just switched jerseys with my brother. And the run is taken right there by Rod Beauchard. Solid running back, can run when needed. Not known for his legs, but guy that makes good decisions out there. They trust him to run this offense, and why not? You go through the entire gauntlet of your schedule without 1 loss. And JC, I'd say that's trustworthy right there.
No, without a doubt. Very disciplined quarterback. You know, solid offensive line. This team just seems to have it made and done. It's we're 8 wins in. This game right here is just doing their thing and just and following their game plan, and they know exactly what they need to do to execute to advance in this game here.
And a nice run up the middle. Taken by Jay Stanton.
Yeah, you know, let's talk about this offensive line for a minute here, Chad. You know, I think my new friend is Luther, and I tell you, he is all of 6'3", 305 pounds on that outside. And I'm telling you, keep an eye on him. Watch how quick he is.
Well, an offensive line averaging close to 300 pounds on the outside. You can see as well Bryson Norris, 6'3", 325-pound junior guard. I mean, that's good for a lot of offensive lines in the NFL. Josh Sitton, who plays for the Chicago Bears, Pensacola native, had a chance to sit by him in class. Didn't say much about him. You don't say too much about 6'3", 320-pound guys, but sat next to him in class at UCF. And remember just the size of some of these guys. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you're going a slim 4 these days, right? Is that no?
I mean, you know, 450, 455. In the wintertime, I pack a little more just to keep myself warm.
Just like a polar bear to stay warm. And a nice play on the outside. Taken out for a big gain of 22 yards. You can see yards after the catch right there from Devin Boyson. Averages 58 yards per game. What a nice play. As you can see here on our instant replay. Getting it out early into space, and that's a play set up by a nice block on the outside there from Milton Beauchard. And you can see Milton also, the family ties, is cousins with quarterback Rod Beauchard. And outside of the Boysons, their leading receiver.
And you have
big time play into the end zone, touchdown, and we don't see any flags. Jay Stanton, and just like that, the Bulldogs are an extra point from tying this one up.
great play, you know, up the middle like we were talking about earlier. They just kept pounding it and pounding it and finally broke free. Great job.
Nice play right there from Jay Stanton. It was only a matter of time. Stanton averaging 8 yards per carry this season, had been held in check throughout his first 12 carries of the game here tonight, but breaking it for a 45-yard touchdown. And that's exactly what the Bulldogs needed to get this crowd on their feet. The extra point is up, and it is good from Cody Trawick, and we're all tied at 7. Taking a look here at the replay, you can see an amazing job up front. Look at that wall, no penetration there from the Dolphins defensive line. And with that burst of speed right there, Stanton outrunning the secondary of the Dolphins. At this point, about the 6-yard line, JC, nothing they could do.
Other than try to dive at their feet about the 10-yard line, you could have had a shot there, but no. The speed, the momentum, you know, there's no chance.
We're coming back for more. It's the 2017 FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals here on Blab Sports. Welcome back. The kickoff is taken for a touchback from Tyler Dittmer. 8:43 remaining here in the second quarter. Broadcasting live from Jack Foster Stadium. We'll take it down shortly to Danielle Lockme on the sidelines for more on tonight's game. Coming out for their third possession of the night. Dylan Kelly line up in a 4-wide set. And he has nowhere to throw it, and he is taken down. In on the play, number 45 coming through, Terrell Holiday, and number 23, Chris Johns. And that's a play right there, JC. You just got to throw it away.
Throw it away and live to fight another down.
Bring up second down and 14. And you can see this Bulldogs defense is pumped. Another big play right there coming in. Mondreas Flavors, the senior linebacker. And the Dolphins, over their last 2 possessions, have been going backwards ever since the second quarter. Over the last 4 minutes, negative 14 yards of offense. This Bulldogs D has really shown up.
Yeah, we need to make the obvious note here. When you have a bad snap, it just takes the rhythm from the offense away. So they need to get to work on that. Great catch right here, Spencer Segal, doing his thing, running behind his blockers. Great yardage on that. Awesome job. But I like to point out that the offensive line did give him enough time so he can complete that pass. Positive yardage from what we've seen so far.
Nice run there from the Dolphins. And the hurry-up offense on first down, taken for a nice gain of 8 yards there from Tyler Dittmer. We had a chance to sit down after the game over there at Gulf Breeze High School. Went over right next door there to Beef O'Brady's and grabbed a nice meal. Got to talk to the Dittmer family, so had some fun there. And really nice family and
very nice, yes.
Very respectful kid. Wish him the best of luck in his career. Beautiful run right there, and you can see one thing is he continues to keep the legs chugging. You watch guys like Emmett Smith, Trent Richardson, some big names from the area that have had great careers, and they always keep the legs moving, never stopping right there. And you can see, even after contact here, he picks up an extra 7-8 yards. Just continue moving the football. Don't go down. Pick up every yard you can. And Tyler Dittmer, it's one of the big reasons, JC, averaging 213 yards per game. He got his 20th touchdown of the season earlier tonight.
Yeah, and again, he has the deceptive speed, and what I mean by that, it's your defensives are trying to get the current angle on him, and next thing you know, he was there, and then he's gone. So, he has that skill set, so the defense needs to tighten up. They need to, get lower, have a better angle of attack so they can stop him.
And you can see great read option right there from Dylan Kelly. That was the right choice. The QB keeper right there. Bringing up a 2nd down and 1. And once again, Kelly on the keeper up the middle. Nice play.
They're trying to run the speed option towards the outside, which you have is, you have Tyler Dittmer running wide out to the side, which is pulling the containment far enough away to where you're leaving a huge gap at the middle, and it's an RPO, run not an RPO, it's a regular run option. So, he decided to keep it and get the yardage. He got 15 yards there.
15-yard gain right there from Kelly. The epitome of a dual threat quarterback, 120 yards per game in the air, 100 yards on the ground. And the pass is taken to his favorite target, Captain Spencer Segal, the 5'11 junior. And he'll bring up now a 2nd down and 3. Nice drive here from Gulf Breeze. We talked about it just when it looked like Crestview's defense had found their rhythm. Over the first 5 plays of this quarter, Gulf Breeze had gone backwards on 4 of the 5, but all of a sudden, after a big run by Dittmer, Kelly doing a great job controlling the offensive tempo.
Again, another run option here. If they're going to go ahead and key on your running back, might as well just keep it. They also had a pitch man out there. You can kind of see that they're going to set something up like that where they're going to have an open pitch man coming from the slot side, and that could work, but the defense has got to stay at home and recognize, right before the snap, you kind of take a look to see what are the tangibles. You have your middle linebacker reading. He's going, okay, what am I seeing out here? Make the calls and then execute on the defensive side. So far so good on both sides of this on offense on both sides of the ball here.
A 3-minute drive too by the Dolphins, and coming in for a big time tackle right there, number 30, James Gary.
Yeah, he was not fooled. He did a great job there containing that play.
And you can see the size and strength of this Crestview defensive line up front. There's some big boys, and you're not going to break too many tackles when the guys tackling you are 80 pounds bigger than you.
Oh, without a doubt. And I tell you, his height and his leverage that he took on that play, he had a choice. He can take the the option running back or take the quarterback, and he decided to take both.
And if you just look at the TV right now, and we'll talk more. Right when I said that, they dispersed for a timeout, but was going to make a point, and they said not so fast. Coming back for more, it's the 2017 FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals on Blab TV. Welcome back to Levin Papantonio Big Game here on Blab Sports. The Dolphins on the move, all tied at 7, but taking up 3.5 minutes off the clock. And a big 4th down coming up here. After the timeout, they've decided they're going to keep their offense on the field. Coach Clayton's team wanting to put up more than a field goal here. And a jump, and they are able to get the offsides call. That'll move the chains for a 1st down. Let's go to the sidelines with our reporter here tonight, Danielle Lockamy. Danielle, what do you got for us?
The sideline. The way of the refs and even his own coaching staff upset with some of the play calls. Back to you, Chad.
Thanks, Danielle. After the penalty, Gulf Breeze gets an automatic 1st down. And I'll tell you, JC, that was big right there. Coach, I think, designed that to say, we'll see what happens. I don't know if they were going to snap that football. They might have gone for the field goal if they didn't draw the offsides.
No, I'm shaking my head. No, that was a complete plan. It's play number 46 on the playbook. Hey, just go ahead and line up. Nobody moves. You tell your offensive lineman to stare at the ground. Don't jump. Don't look at anything that's happening on the other side. And they executed it very well. It's a mental side. That you teach the defensive line to watch the ball, not listen to the quarterback.
So now after the automatic 1st down, still plenty of time in the first half, all tied at 7. Kelly drops back to pass, 4 wide. In the corner of the end zone, just out of the reach of Spencer Segal. Good coverage on the outside by Keon Voisin. And you can see now bringing up a 2nd down and 10. But, that's a play right there. Don't mind the play call, JC. You expect Tyler Dittmer, a guy who leads the area, him and Damian Bivens averaging close to 30 carries per game. So you're thinking 1st down and goal, that's where it's going. It doesn't. And you can see Crestview Bulldogs crowd right now is a little silence by a team that has walked in. They haven't seen a loss this year, but the Dolphins playing some good football here early on.
Yeah, I get excited every time we're in the end, the red zone, and I like to see touchdowns and stuff. And I kind of read what the quarterback was doing, and he threw it over there. Obviously, he was a little bit too far for number 7 to catch it, but he was covered, so there possibly could have been a deflected pass or thing like that right at the receiver. But let's see what they do next here.
And taking it on the sweep, coming across. Haven't heard too much from him tonight, but great season overall. That was Trey Alexander, sophomore, in on the carry.
Again, you want to mix it up when you're in the playoffs like this. Give the ball to someone who they haven't seen on tape yet. They don't think they're going to get the ball, and you can see kind of where the chess match is going with that. But, I like the call.
Seeing Jake Weldon, a couple of the guys coming out there making some plays here early on. And you can see Dittmer's speed on the outside. He's got the edge, and he's in for the touchdown. Tyler Dittmer, number 20 and 21 here tonight. And just like that, the Dolphins have regained the lead with the big touchdown run, 13-7.
It goes back to the formation. You have, they're running the wing formation, which, what you do is you put 2 running backs behind your ends, and then what you have is you have a fullback down the middle, and you're able to, run left, run jet left, jet right. You're supposed to do counters off it, and that's That's simple offensive formation.
And the touchdown making it 13-7 pending the extra point. And the kick is up, and it is good. So the Dolphins reclaiming the lead. Taking a look here at the replay. Great fake right there up the middle. 3 Bulldogs bid on that and had a chance on the outside. Dittmer once again into the end zone. You're watching the FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals. Dolphins 14, Bulldogs 7. Welcome back. Levin Papantonio, big game here for the FHSAA playoffs. Gulf Breeze with a 14-7 lead. And the kickoff is on the way, and it is recovered at the 35-yard line. Nice job right there by DeMarcus Purcell. Almost got an onside kick there unexpectedly. Let's take a look here at some of the notable alumni for Gulf Breeze here tonight in tonight's game. A couple guys having some great careers, including one Doug Baldwin, wide receiver you might have saw last night play in the NFL for the Seattle Seahawks. As there is a flag on the play. Ben Lively, great pitcher as well. As well, Abigail Spencer, great actress on one of my wife's favorite shows, Grey's Anatomy. And we're actually neighbors with her brother, on a side note, that if anyone cared. The run is taken right there at the 46-yard line. Scrambling up the middle was Jay Stanton before tackled by a pod of Dolphins, correct? Or school? It is a school. I believe it's a school. Yeah.
It was a flock of dolphins.
The only one that was a convocation of eagles.
A convocation.
Every week we try to find out what the group name is for the animal. And
we like to make up our own, I think.
We do. We usually just completely make it up. But I'm thinking it's a school of dolphins. Flipper would be disappointed. And the play is taken on the outside. The pass out there to the 44-yard line. Able to stay in bounds twice. That almost looked like one of those replays of a replay right there, but that was live football, folks. Right there by number 13, Jaden Voisin. You don't see that too many times. Pretty much the same move twice. It's like one of those old video games from the 1990s when you just hit the spin button and he just keeps going.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about Tecmo Bowl?
I was talking about Joe Montana's football. But
that's right. There you go.
Just get Randall Cunningham and go 100 miles per hour. Big play on the outside, showing our age here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The play on the outside is taken out to the 30-yard line, and the catch is made by Keon Voisin. And for the folks just tuning in, if you think we're saying the name Voisin a lot, it's because they have 3 receivers that are all brothers. Keon, Jaden, and Devin. And they all average right around 55 yards per game and make up 80% of the receiving corps. Pretty solid group to have. And able to get a nice job by the quarterback, drawing Noah Young off sides. And good job on the snap count by Rod Beauchard.
It's one of those times where the defensive line stayed still and the linebacker was itching to get through on his blitz. Maybe he was even faking the blitz and still got jumped off sides. They call that neutral zone infraction.
Beauchard getting the call from the sidelines. Crestview sitting at 8-0 on the season. They are ranked number 26 in the state of Florida. This is a very solid squad this year. You think about how many schools there are, that's pretty good. And taken up the middle, Beauchard able to break a tackle from number 30. Nice job finishing the play from Bo Behrens.
You know, we mentioned earlier number 22, the tight end. I believe they're cousins with the quarterback, and then it's the Bouchard family.
Milton. Yes.
I really don't think we've mentioned enough how his blocking skills have really opened it up downfield on these slant passes for essentially their screen passes. But you know, he's doing a fantastic job out there, but blocking downfield as well.
The kids tonight having some fun and some neon outfits right there. Also good for crossing the street, the parents making sure that they're safe getting home.
You know, I did pass the funnel cake stand when we came in. You know, it's I'm gonna have to hit that on the way out.
See, I see the neon colors. You see the funnel cakes. The play up the middle is taken at the 15-yard line all the way down to the 11. The QB keeper there from Rod Bouchard. Kids having fun here tonight. Under a minute to play. At halftime, a reminder, we will have the bands for you. Danielle will have the latest with the coach. Whoever has the lead at halftime at this point, undecided if Crestview can get in. And you can see on the QB keeper taken out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 32 seconds remaining at the 12-yard line. So even though only able to gain 1 yard, able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. Coming up for a big third down.
You know, Crestview doing a great job with this clock management. They didn't get a whole lot of time back when after Gulf breeds the score, but they're doing a good job in taking this ball down the field. There's 32 seconds left. You know, plenty of time. You know, not sure how many timeouts they have left, but I think we could be able to see they get close to that end zone.
Trips left, one back set. They give it up the middle to Stanton, and continuing with the block. You can see good sportsmanship right there on the outside. Number 53, Luther Fagalina. Luther Fagalina. That is correct. Or I hope it's correct. Sorry, Luther. With the block, he continued with the block throughout the play, but you can see the intent. He did not know the player was down.
But I tell you, we mentioned him earlier about his ability to have that quick step and be able to pull, you know, pretty much on any moment.
Coming back for more right here on the FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals on Blab TV. Welcome back to the Levin Papantonio Big Game here on Blab Sports. Chad Brilliante, J.C. Alboniga, Danielle Lockamy with 22 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Nice methodical drive here by the Bulldogs, looking to try to tie things up here before half. Tyler Dittmer with his second touchdown for the Dolphins, under 2 minutes. But Crestview has moved the ball 70 yards here in just a minute and 20 seconds as Rod Bouchard set up in a 4-wide set shotgun formation, but it looks like there was movement, and that will back them up 5 more.
You know, I didn't get a chance to see who moved on that. I'm still trying to, you know, but I tell you, you know, it's such a heartbreaking thing to happen to you, especially when you're this close to the end zone and you have the momentum. You just drove the length of the field, and you have an opportunity to tie the game. But you know, I like to see them use these big boys up front and just mow them down and get that touchdown at the middle. What do you think?
I think at this point, you've seen an offensive line control this game for Crestview, but you can see loading the box. Gulf Breeze also smart defensively. They've got 7 guys in the middle. And the touchdown pass to number 9, Keon Boyson. And just like that, the Bulldogs 1 point away from tying it up.
Great play overall. The offensive line did their job. The wide receiver, I guess, did his job, but he was wide open. The nearest guy was on there. Yeah, fantastic job. I'm looking to see if we have a replay on that. But I tell you, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get the ball in the end zone. Let's keep this tied. It's playoff football.
We'll get the replay for you after the extra point here from Cody Trawick. It is up, and it is good. Bulldogs tying it up at 14. Taking a look here at the replay. Great vision here from Beauchard. Watch the eyes. He's doing a great job. Little pump fake right there. Sold it on the outside and breaks the tackle. That was smooth. And then given enough time. So the credit's going to go to Voisin for the touchdown, but it's the eye movement on the outside that gave enough to fake out one of the best in the game, and Walter Yates back there, as well as London Perry's. All tied at 14, 17 seconds left. What a game. Coming back for more in the FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals. And welcome back on the kickoff. Taken down by a number of Bulldogs right there, including number 60. Great special teams play by Ben Taylor. Only a gain of 16 on the return from Nate Herrick. Reminder, coming up here at halftime, we're going to have the bands for you, as well as all the breakdowns of the first half. What a game. Both these teams well balanced. We thought that we were going to be in store for a good game. JC, we've had good games throughout the year.
Yeah,
unfortunately, about one.
I tell you, unfortunately for other games playing right now, we're very lucky. We got another good one here, and looking to see what they can do with 10 seconds to go. Safe.
And that will be the final play of the halftime.
36 on the carry, tackled by Holiday.
Final play of the half, taking you to halftime. Correct grammar. We'll come back for more. It's all tied at 14. The bands, the excitement, the fans, it's all here on the FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals. It's 11 Papantonio Big Game. Welcome back. It's halftime here from Jack Foster Stadium. A packed crowd, standing room only here. As you can see, the Crestview band, the Bulldogs getting ready. Going to have some fun here tonight. A reminder, this broadcast brought to you by our partners Spectrum Sports Network. Spectrum Sports, the official television partner of the FHSAA, and is your home for high school sports. For expanded coverage of high school athletics and highlights from your favorite high school teams, visit myspectrumsports.com. The excitement right there. That's got to be a good spot right there, JC, when you're out on the field.
Entering the field,
you know, you can do any type of hand movement and everybody falls. You know, that just seems to
the
be
band
a
is led by band president
It's
Colin
the
Evans.
call of a drum major.
Color Guard
That's what they
commanding
do.
officer is Julia Geyer.
I would love to
tempo.
just have a job where you could
Entitled
point
Loose Connections, the
and
music of
everybody
Stan
follows.
Kenton and Stephen Sondheim.
Just
soloists are Matthew Thomas.
I try to do that with my
Bass
18-month girl, and she
Kirkpatrick.
laughs and watches
The
over.
band is under the field
So
commander, drum
that
majors,
just looks like a
Carly
lot.
Solano, Erica
We will now
Kirby,
take it
and
out to the
Tiffany Edwards.
Crestview High School Band as they will perform here at halftime in front of the crowd. Enjoy.
And now, Crestview High School is proud to present the Big Red Machine. Matthew Thomas. Matthew Thomas, and here's the big one up. And now here comes the Crestview High School drum line, the Crush-It Percussion. Eiley Kirkpatrick, and Jip Vishwanath. The Big Red Machine. At this time, we want to recognize the senior members of the Big Red Machine. Please hold your applause until all the names have been read.
Great job there by the
England.
Crestview High School Band.
George
We'll come back for
Carvalho.
more right here
Jeff
in the
Starr.
FHSAA Regional
Brianna
Quarterfinals.
Carter.
All tied at 14,
Cole
Crestview
Castillo.
and Gulf Breeze.
Carly Solano, Jordan Soleri, Erica Curdy, Alexa, Victoria Drake, Caden Duncan, Tiffany Edwards, Emily Engelmeyer, Colin Esmond, Natalie Etheridge, Julia Geyer, Bailey Hall, Alex Henry, Jermaine Hudson, Joy Cage, Hayden Kirby, Eiley Kirkpatrick, Jacob Kitchen, Nicholas Kane Johnson, Jada Ladner, Gabe Masick, Jolvin Mahias, Kayla Mercer, Anyana Monteverde, John Osmielowski, Kayla Pereira, Paul Pereira, Mary Catherine Robinson, Emma Sanders, Everett Schwag, Savannah Seckler, Hannah Smith, John Songster, Vivian Stone, Diana Valdez Hunter, Jessica Van Leer, Katrina Vasco, Jip Vishwanath, Isaiah Willis, Tabitha Wilson, Patricia Weisenbaker, Emily Woodward. Ladies and gentlemen, your senior Big Red Machine members. Now, all you Bulldog fans, get on your feet as the seniors lead us in the Crestview High School fight song.
Welcome back. Levin Papantonio big game. It is senior night. It's the postseason, and the excitement continues. All tied at 14 here tonight, and 52 seniors out there in the band having some fun here tonight, including just a few minutes ago, proud father of Thomas Walton in the trombone section up here during our broadcast. I'll tell you what, it's a good group of kids out there having some fun, and why not? It's a beautiful night for football, but you know, high school sports is more than just the game itself. The fans, the passion, the community getting together, and a town or a city like Crestview represents what high school football is all about. Each and every Friday, whether it's the postseason or not, having a chance to call games here, it seems like they're always out there, always supporting the kids, wearing their colors, proud Bulldogs, and generations of families getting a chance to watch their kids. We are excited to bring the game to you. You can see out there having some fun. Somebody won a full life-size puppy dog out there, you can see. I'll tell you what, this is an incredible game here tonight. We are all tied at 14, and JC, I'll tell you what, the excitement of the second half, well, I'm pretty excited to see what it's going to bring. We're going to come back for more right here on the Levin Papatonio Big Game.
For outstanding musical performance at the Peach State Marching Competition in Rome, Georgia. In just a few days, these seniors will return to Orlando to once again represent Crestview High School in the Stars Parade at Universal Studios. The senior members of the Big Red Machine represent the finest example of what our youth can accomplish with hard work, dedication, and a commitment to the pursuit of excellence. They have been and continue to be wonderful musicians, students, and young people. We are very proud of the class of 2018.
Welcome back. Levin Papatonio Big Game here on Blab Sports. It is the FHSAA postseason. For all the folks out there, the FHSAA is now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. You can tweet us, like us, and tag us on your social media platforms by searching for FHSAA. Keep up with your teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. Be a fan of it all by following us on social media at FHSAA.com. We're set to go here for the third quarter. And I'll tell you what, JC, it's been an exciting first half. From what we saw, both teams well balanced, what are some of the keys you took from the first half?
Well, I talked about the Crestview Bulldogs offensive line. They've been dominating that defensive line from Gulf Breeze, especially when they've been running their ISO plays up, from the A gap and anything they're going off the B and C gap. Great job on their pulling techniques and so forth.
All right, let's take it down to the sidelines with Danielle, with Crestview coach Tim Hatton. Danielle.
50-50 ticket, please get out your ticket. You have a lucky number.
We left 14 points after we felt like we did. We certainly missed a field goal, threw an interception on first down here. And, we can't do that. We got to score points, especially against a good football team like them. Just got to come out and play the second half. We saw some combinations we think we can throw based on some things we did in the first half. So we'll see this first drive.
And how have your anticipations changed from the beginning of the game till now?
I'm sorry, say it again?
How have your anticipations changed from the beginning of the game until now?
Well, we just got defenses in every game that we play, and I'm not sure anything changed. We're just seeing some defensive things that we need to make adjustments to, and then that's what we're going to do this first.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Danielle. Appreciate that. Danielle doing a great job there with Coach Tim Hatton. Hasn't seen his team lose this season, but has himself in a tough one right now against a Gulf Breeze team, all tied at 14. And JC, you were talking about some of the keys here. The Dolphins, 2 touchdowns from Tyler Dittmer. Bulldogs able to answer and respond late with less than a minute with a big touchdown. But what is it going to take for the Bulldogs to keep that unbeaten streak alive and keep that momentum going here at home?
Well, I was talking about the Crestview's Bulldogs offensive line, but if you look at what the defense for Crestview is having a sort of an issue with would be is the option play. Gulf Breeze is able to utilize the quarterback play with the option, whether it's on his fakes or whether it's the gap assignments or even the pitch man assignments. So that's where the adjustments need to come for Crestview, especially on that defensive line front of the linebacker side, to make sure they just stay at home, stay disciplined, and key up. You have to have your assignment football set there. You know who you're supposed to be covering during those option plays, and then execute by making a tackle.
And you can see the crowd is rowdy right there in their neon Rob Gronkowski type outfits as they are set to go here for the second half. What a first half it was, and we're coming back for more for the second. Right here, it's the FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals. You're watching on Blab Sports. Welcome back, 14-14, start of the third quarter. We showed you some of the team leaders on the team right there. Some of the leaders from Crestview, the smiling cheerleading squad, but some of the team leaders for the Gulf Breeze Dolphins on the season here. As we take a look here, running back Tyler Dittmer already adding 2 more touchdowns to his total, 214 yards per game, having an amazing year for the Dolphins. As well in the secondary, always watch out for 2 ball hawks in Walter Yates and Nate Herrick. They have combined for 6 interceptions, and I think, JC, we saw about 5 of them in the 2 games we covered.
Yeah, these gentlemen know exactly where to be at in the right positions, and they make the plays. You have to execute it. You have to be able to actually catch the football and take it the other way, give it that sudden change feel. But let's see what happens in the second half, Chad.
And the kick is on the way. The Crestview Bulldogs will receive. Fair catch at the 30. And that's where the Bulldogs will take over. All tied at 14 here. Recap the first half. On the opening possession, Gulf Breeze got a 70-yard touchdown run from Tyler Dittmer, opening up a huge hole. And just like that, burst onto the scene for the touchdown. Then the Bulldogs come back on a nice 60-yard drive, but intercepted at the 3. Right there, a big-time play. Coming up was the defense with the stop, Carl Taylor making that interception. Well, Crestview was able to capitalize on their next possession into the end zone for the touchdown to Jaden Voisin. And then just before halftime, tying it up at 14 to Keon Voisin. And a nice keeper right there, the handoff to Jay Stanton. Good for a 20-yard gain and a Bulldogs first down.
Yeah, great job down the middle here with the blocking. A nice block on the second level. You'll see it here on the replay from a receiver coming back in right here. Boom, there you go. Great job by the tight end, Bouchard. And, you know, love seeing that. Love seeing that the receivers downfield doing those kind of blocks.
And once again, handing it off right there to Jay Stanton, junior running back. He is the workhorse back there, getting 26 carries a game.
So again, we have the same game plan here, it looks like, for this third quarter, Chad. You know, we're just going to take the ball, we're going to pound it down the middle. Same formations as we're seeing, the ladder on the we call it the ladder formation on the trip side. You still have enough guys covering the line of scrimmage like you're supposed to. But you know, they're going to run from this, and they're running very effectively.
And you can see the formations there for Crestview, and that'll be a false start, so that will move them back 5. But, you know, you talk about that. Today, the game has changed a lot at the high school level. Back in the day, it seemed like it was, well, run the ball,
Wishbone.
run some more, and run some more. Maybe that's because I was the quarterback for our team, and that's just how the coach saw it, is let's not throw it. But most teams, it seemed like the running attack was the big part of it, the old school style. Well, high school has changed a lot over the last 5 years. A lot of spread formations. You see a lot of teams in college football, if you watch Pac-12 or Big 12 football, going to a spread 4 wide. But I'll tell you, you see, it takes a good game manager, a good quarterback to see that vision. And Bouchard showing his talent here and showing his legs on that play with a gain of 15 yards on the keeper. You can see Coach Bobby Clayton is out on the field saying, hey, where's the penalty? But they're going to move it on. And look, Crestview's wasting no time while they're talking things over. They're ready to go.
Yeah, maybe a legal formation or maybe a legal procedure is what the the Gulf Breeze coaches are upset about. But hey, referees didn't see it. Let's move on.
Taking a look here, going over to talk to Coach Bobby Clayton. Yeah, that's a good job by the referees here. They didn't have to do that, but decided to talk things over. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Danielle Lockamy, for more with the cheerleaders. Danielle?
It's senior night here at Crestview, and these cheerleaders took some time out of their special night to spend with the little dogs, who are cheerleaders from all around the elementary schools nearby. Say hi, little dog.
Hi, little dog. Hi, little dog.
Back to you, Chad.
Thanks, Danielle. Appreciate that. Taking a look here now. Gulf Breeze thinks that they have a touchdown right there. That's when you put some Rudy music behind it. Dun, dun,
Yeah, exactly.
dun, 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 dun. Nobody knows that the play's dead. But, yeah, that looked cool on TV, but the whistle was blown. So it'll bring up a second down. Runner was down right there. So good job, though, as we take a look here at the instant replay. Bouchard looking over, and the pass incomplete, clearly bounced. Very clear, incomplete pass. But you know what? Play until the whistle's blown. No harm done if you make a play, and maybe the refs missed it, who knows, you get a touchdown. But it's better to play through the whistle than we've seen those plays after a beautiful pass right there, and the flag comes in late. Catch made by Devin Boyson. But I've always talked about, JC, you know, you see some of those games where the ball is knocked out in the air and they're not sure if it's an incomplete pass or a fumble, and everybody stands around and somebody runs it back. Always play through the whistle. And even though Gulf Breeze did not get that incomplete pass go their way, you can see right here, nice pass and a big-time hit right there. Now it's going to be a 15-yard helmet-to-helmet contact right there for targeting. And we're going to have to see what the call is here, making sure that Number 3, Walter Yates. This is not an ejection penalty, which is good because he's one of the best defensive players on that field.
Yeah, again, they teaching them nowadays to, hit with the shoulder pads, don't lead with the helmet. He knows, he's had plenty of time to learn that rule. But I tell you, sometimes it's the moment of the game, the way you're coming to be the aggressor. It's a little tough to slow down or to try to think, ooh, am I in the right angle? So it's a tough penalty nowadays. When you and I played, we didn't have that penalty. We just gave you everything that we got. You had the man. If you were the man with the ball, you're getting hit no matter which way or how. So, it's a lot tougher today. I would think I couldn't play today. Could you?
No, I could not. Well, and you can see it's getting a little chippy on the sidelines, too. You're going to get some heated emotion in a 14-14 game for the postseason. Both these teams felt confident walking into this game they could get the victory, but you had a sideline warning right there. That was the call right there. That wasn't the flight of an eagle by the referee. That is a sideline warning call when he spreads his arms out and makes that initial
another
call.
legal procedure penalty against the Bulldogs. It's been a common theme for them. Something's got to give here. They've got to make an adjustment to see what's happening. You probably said it. They're getting chippy. It's exciting, and they're moving before the snap. But these are things that you can correct, and hopefully that the Bulldogs will be able to do that.
First down now and 15 after the penalty. Trips left, one back set.
Look how deep the quarterback is on this formation. It's
back about 6 yards there. Bouchard with the read option right there, and the handoff up the middle. Nice gain by Jay Stanton, getting a big hole up the middle. Good initial push right there from Bryson Norris, the right guard. You can see here, what a beautiful block by number 64 opening up that hole. That was started right there. Number 64 giving him a great block on number 21, J.L. Davis. And another penalty on the field, this one offside, so at 5 yards.
A little chess match here.
Back, yeah. Now negated, and the Bulldogs moving it down to the 5. So it'll bring up, remember, it is not, they don't have to get into the end zone. They can pick up a first down if they get to the 1 yard line. 9:36 remaining in the third quarter. Crestview with the opening possession, taking 2.5 minutes off the clock here early on. And you can see with the option keeper up the middle into the end zone. Waiting for the signal, touchdown. Quarterback Rod Bouchard, the senior, taking it in and giving Crestview their first lead of the game.
The offensive line keys to the game in the first half. They're dominating that front line. Those front 3, front 4 that they're putting in there, they have no shot right now. They're not getting any penetration. The whole offensive line's in my vault now.
Big time play right there, as you can see on the QB keeper, taking it for the touchdown. Great job there by Rod Bouchard. The big time extra point, a close game. Every point matters, and it's good. Crestview 21, Gulf Breeze 14. You are watching the FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals right here on Blab Sports. Welcome back. The Crestview Bulldogs, 21-14 lead here in the 2017 FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals in Class A. Undefeated Bulldogs looking to keep that streak alive here at home, and they've had a lot of rich success when it comes to sports over the years. Taking a look at some of their notable alumni throughout the year. Some great players. As the kick is on the way, a pooch kick. Out of bounds, that will draw a flag. Be out at the 35-yard line. Some of the notable alumni here for the Bulldogs. Taking a look at some big-time names from baseball to basketball. Some guys that they've watched grow up and take their talents to the NFL, Major League Baseball, and more, including Terry Taylor, guys like Blake Dean in baseball, the LSU Tiger, Tom Hammonds for the Denver Nugget. Seeing right there, guys, John Bale, the lefty reliever for the Kansas City Royals. There was Terry Taylor of the Seattle Mariners. Tom Hammonds played for the Denver Nuggets. Just some great overall players. You're talking about some really good players over the years.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate to cover a lot of games that cover this panhandle of Florida with such great athletes coming out in such a small population area, Chad, you know, and making it to the professional level. You know for sure the smallest percentage of people that get to actually make it to all the professional ball clubs that are out. So, you know, what an amazing job that we have here. Such a farm system of athletes that come up. Even most recently, you know, with Super Bowl attendees and things like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a great group of kids. They're going to re-kick it after the penalty. And the Dolphins still on his feet, able to break a couple tackles. Jake Weldon doing a good job. Jake Weldon having a great season. The senior wide receiver. In a game earlier this year we had for the Gulf Breeze Dolphins when they took on Fort Walton Beach, Weldon got them on the board with a key reverse touchdown that set up the Gulf Breeze Dolphins and has been a staple of this offense. He's been a starter now for the last 2 seasons and a big part of this Dolphins arsenal.
Well, now we have the answer. So let's see what Gulf Breeze did, you know, with their halftime adjustments to see if they have a better execution on their drives without having any penalties, obviously.
14 unanswered points for the Bulldogs, but you know this Dolphins offense can get it going. And right there, Spencer Segal, 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3 tackles, down to the 10-yard line before he is run down by Keon Voisin, but not before a gain of 65 yards. And just like that, the captain, Spencer Segal, has them into the red zone.
A great job by the offensive line, giving the quarterback some time to throw this out, and it was just all on Segal. He, you know, following his blockers downfield. You know, when you have receivers that can block, this is what happens.
And you can see breaking a few tackles and using that vision too, not giving up but continuing to look forward and using that speed. But you can see Keon Voisin, you're talking about a Division I athlete right there, able to run down a guy like Spencer Segal. Great speed, and we'll look at it now. The little things in football that you might not talk about later on in the newspaper, but if Crestview comes up with a stop here, and I'm not saying they will, but if they do, you're looking at a situation where that little extra effort, the speed of Keon Voisin, could change this game, where it looked like that was a touchdown for sure. But Dylan Kelly has something else in mind, taking it down to the 1.5-yard line before he is tackled. In on the play, Mondreas Flavors.
Yeah, definitely seems like the quarterbacks are taking full advantage of this option play. The offensive line, you know, they're just getting in the way of the defensive, you know, front field on there. So you have, you know, linebackers coming in, they're trying to fill in the gaps, they're getting covered up, and the quarterback feels, hey, you know what, I can just keep this ball and take it in myself. We saw Crestview do that in the last drive.
Big 3rd down coming up here. Cowbells are ringing, we can hear that, and the pitch is taken by Dittmer. What a pitch. Perfect execution there by Kelly, and the 3rd touchdown of the game from Tyler Dittmer. Make that number 20, 21, and 22 here tonight.
You know, great job from the quarterback on that. I'm going to give him a lot of credit there. He sold the defense on he was going to keep the ball, and at the last minute pitched it and was able to have a touchdown here. But again, the defensive line from Crestview, you know, they have the opportunity to plug the middle up. That's where they're thinking the play's going. And the, you know, Gulf Breezes just keep taking it outside, so there's got to be an adjustment done there.
And the kick is up.
Almost blocked.
And it is good. Every point's going to matter in this one. All tied at 21. Taking a look, that is a perfect pitch. That's the type of play, though, with 3 Crestview defenders. If that's not a perfect pitch, could be 6 the other way. But they've done that before. Dittmer's been in the end zone before, 22 times on the season. We've got ourselves a ball game, folks. 21-21. It's the FHSAA 2017 Football Playoffs Regional Quarterfinals. Welcome back, all tied at 21. A reminder for the latest news about Florida high school sports, including results of all around the 2017 FHSAA Football Championship. Visit FHSAA.org. And the speed on the outside is taken by Keon Voisin, one of the three brothers on this team that make up 80% of the offense. Doing a great job here. You can see Keon with that speed and giving the Bulldogs some good field position to start things off here halfway through the third quarter. It's all on the line here tonight as Crestview unbeaten, going up against a Bulldog team that walked in here last year in a game where Crestview was unbeaten and pulled off the upset. We had a chance to cover that last year, Tommy and myself, on TV, and enjoyed it. Should be fun. And the pass on the outside, taken by Devin Voisin. The junior averaging 59 yards per game receiving. I'll tell you what, game management by Rod Beauchard here in the second half. With his team trailing at home, he has made the right decision, it seems, every single drive. I'll tell you what, sometimes it's easy when you have some good targets on the outside, but the pass been crisp. The read option plays have been the right call. He has done a great job of running this offense, and when you feel comfortable in the backfield, it makes everybody else look better. And on the outside, what a run by Jay Stanton, able to break 3 tackles and gain 19 yards down the sidelines before he is taken out at the 29-yard line. And just with 3 plays, as we take a look here at the replay, what a run. Just the vision right there. Break a couple tackles, see a couple blocks, and that was, you know, we've given a lot of offensive line credit here tonight, but that was pretty much all Stanton on that one. Able to take it 19 yards, JC, for another Bulldogs first down.
Yeah, he's a tremendous running back, great vision, and, you know, he knows where the holes are, and he's taking them. So, hey, you know, the offensive line's getting that first 2-3 second sustained block, and he's just taking full advantage of it. They just need to keep giving him the ball.
Well, you can see out there, taking a look here at the great Crestview crowd on hand. Always a sold-out crowd here. Beautiful night for football. Now, I said earlier, you see a lot of people in jackets, including myself. Not calling anyone out, but, you know, it's Florida, and anytime it drops below 65, you're going to break out the jackets. But look, people have winter wear. We have to, you know, take it out of storage. We spend a lot of money on these clothes. They need to be worn.
You know, we've had the same mittens, you know, for 20 years. You know, because they just get used once or twice.
That's right.
So, yeah, your jackets are 30 years old. They still look brand new.
A late flag coming in on the play.
So when you get that jacket, oh, it was a store back in the early 90s that just closed down, but, you know.
And the carry, we're waiting for the call. Yeah, my wife, it seems like I always break out 1 or 2 sports jackets that she thought went to the Goodwill every single year. She's like, wait, I thought I got rid of that. And I'm like, it's a collector's item. It's like, why are you wearing your high school Letterman jacket? I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let me live in the past.
It's cozy.
That's right. It feels good. It's leather. I couldn't afford leather. It was pleather.
It was pleather, yes.
Nice gain up the middle. We're waiting for the flag. A reminder for all of the coverage of the FHSAA, you can check them out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. You can tweet them, like them, tag them on your social media platforms by searching FHSAA. Keep up with your teams and people who strive to make high school athletes better in the state of Florida. FHSAA would like to, after the penalty, moving forward. That's going to be a first down. Big time penalty right there. Bulldogs fans excited about that one. Moving it down to the 6-yard line on the late hit there by the Dolphins.
So is that when the late hit from a school of dolphins, or was it a single dolphin, or was it a flock of dolphins? That
1 or 10, it does not matter.
It's
right. A 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
We're not condoning getting your money's worth on a hit. We're just saying whether it's one or the entire team.
So if 5 of you hit you late,
you're only getting, well,
yeah, that's right.
That's not true. That is, I mean, it depends the timing of it, but they can throw 75 yards worth of penalties on that play if they'd like. And the pass over the middle
Almost intercepted, but
almost. Nice play once again by Walter Yates. Walter Yates III, a team captain. Taking a look here. The pass play deflected at the line of scrimmage. You can see tipped right there. You can see at the line of scrimmage it was tipped and deflected by Yates. Good job. Now, Devin Voisin wanted pass interference, but when you're within the 5-yard line, it's going to get physical. Yeah, that's one thing is, when you're in open space downfield, it's one thing, but JC, when you're sitting there at the 5-yard line, you're going to get some contact. And the next pass is tipped once again and falling down. Incomplete will bring up a 3rd down. The Dolphins stepping up, and I'm a little surprised. You're winning the game at the line of scrimmage with your offensive line. Jay Stanton has had an incredible drive, and we've seen 2 pass plays here, 1st and goal at the 6.
You're trying to mix it up, and obviously you have receivers that can run these short routes and are fast enough to get away from the DBs, but what you're not accounting for is the Gulf Breeze defensive line to putting their hands up, linebackers putting their hands up to try to deflect these passes, and these aren't long awaited passes, they're 3-step drops. So, there's a good job on the other side happening here.
And you can see Bouchard keeping it once again deflected, and at this point, if you're Crestview, after 3 big stops by Gulf Breeze, you got to look at putting points on the board and taking the lead in this situation with 5:20 left. Big time stop. It would have been easy after that 15-yard penalty for the Dolphins to just almost just give up that touchdown and say, you know what? Well, we'll get the ball back, but instead, standing true, and once again, 3 deflected passes, and I just mentioned how good Bouchard had been, but you can see in the back of the end zone a wide open Keon Voisin. There was not one person around him. That's a tough play, though, for a quarterback to make on the scramble. And yes, at this point, after this drive, you got to try at least to get points on the board. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So Crestview taking the lead back 24-21, but Gulf Breeze has got to feel pretty good after that big-time stop. We'll come back for more right here. It's the 2017 FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals. Levin Papantonio, big game. Welcome back. Levin Papantonio, big game here on Blab Sports. It's postseason time, and you can see the fans having some fun right there. They are pumped. They're in their neon, and that's better for everybody leaving the stadium with traffic, JC. I'll tell you that much.
Well, like we mentioned before, they are definitely a good view from a dark field, but excellent how you like how they get all so dressed up and they have such great imagination and they put it to work. It looks great. Good job by the student body.
You can see Jake Weldon on the return. For more on the sidelines, and there was a block in the back. Let's send it to our sideline reporter, Danielle Lockamy. Danielle, what do you got for us?
The student section full of neon may seem odd for a school whose colors are red, black, and white. But each week, the Crestview students have a spirit week for the games. Last week, it was Superhero Day, and the week prior was Whiteout Day. Back to you.
Thanks, Danielle. It is Spirit Weekend. For the folks that might not know and say, why are they doing Senior Week and Spirit Week in a postseason game? It's because last week's game got canceled.
Yeah, the team from Broward County down South Florida could not make the trip, as we were told, and the things happen. They had a lot of storms down there. It costs a lot of money to get these programs to travel. As we know from the teams locally traveling, across. We have Tate tonight travel all the way to St. Augustine. They had some issues, trying to get secure buses and things for the band and so forth. Because they let you know this week. You're essentially knowing who you're going to play with short notice. So, in that situation, they did have it on the schedule, but due to things arise, they couldn't come up and play them. So they had a bye week essentially.
Or they looked on the schedule and saw, well, this team is 8-0.
I like to think the latter.
Yours sounded better for the kids, but maybe the coach said, nah, 10 hours, 49, nothing beat down. I don't know. Kids, let's stay home. Pizza party. 5:01 remaining here in the third quarter. 24-21 the score.
Let's go, Bowlers.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the movies. Wish my coach told me let's go to the movies on a Friday night. I wouldn't have broke my collarbone and embarrassed my school. But let's get back to real football here. 24-20.
You did mention Rudy. Our coach did take us to go see Rudy when it came out in the theater. So I can understand.
Great run up the middle there by Tyler Dittmer for a gain of 15. See, our story was more like the Rudy without the magical part at the end. Just an underdog. There was no silver lining to it. It just was their big-time underdog, and that's what they were all year. Nice run there by Tyler Dittmer up the middle. You can see big-time hit right there. It's a clean hit. Showing the strength right there was DeMarcus Purcell, 6'2" free safety. Crestview has a number of guys on this defense that will be headed to Division I teams. You can see the size and speed up front, but Tyler Dittmer tonight, guy that he got one more year to enjoy him on the sidelines there. He is big-time workhorse, 22 touchdowns on the year. You can see packed crowd right there, the band, the cheerleaders, the fans. Always an exciting time when you head to Jack Foster Stadium. Hard to find parking sometimes, but I'll tell you what, it is an awesome time when you finally get the keys out of the car and get inside. Nice carry up the middle. The QB keeper, Dylan Kelly. He hasn't had to do too much, but I'll tell you what, sometimes in a game, we talked about it earlier, JC, the keys. Don't beat yourself with turnovers, especially on the road. Don't give the crowd anything else to get too energized with. And Dylan Kelly, the stat sheet's not going to show 300 yards passing, one of those crazy games, but he has managed this game very well here tonight.
No, I agree, and give credit to the offensive line. Matthew Hawkins. He's a senior, 6'2", 250 tackle. He's in there sustaining his blocks. He's going up against a very tough defensive line that is very disciplined and has a great technique and footwork. So he's doing a good job in himself. And carry along with his buddies. You also have Deems Edlund. He's also the center. He's a senior this well. He's a little not as tall as Matthew, but about the same weight. And they're doing a good job for what they're having to go up against.
4 wide set right now after the first down run by Tyler Dittmer. What a great job by Spencer Segal, able to maintain possession, but then fumbles it on the sidelines, and whoo, out of bounds. So Segal will keep the ball. There is a flag on the sideline, but what a great job there by Segal, able to make that catch right there at the line of scrimmage and keep onto it. Now, the conversation, talking things over, there is a hold on the play that will push this one back. So nice play by Segal, but it will be negated by the penalty.
Yeah, again, great effort by the single player again, but he was able to get free due to the hold. So a great that was a correct call on the refs, and this put him back another 10 yards. Now they're going to make up some more ground.
Crestview fans out there enjoyed the penalty as well, pushing back the Dolphins. Now it'll be a first down and 16. Remember, any penalty with a hold is a spot foul. So it was a 4-yard gain. Would have been 2nd and 6, instead first down and 16. The handoff taken by Dittmer on the outside. And I'll tell you what, that was a great job, protection on the outside. Even though that was only a 4-yard gain, when you're running horizontal that much time and there is no penetration from the defense, your blockers are doing something good.
Again, the outside receivers are blocking down and sustaining those blocks. But again, you have to be able to find a lane. Tyler's going to have to look up and see, okay, which is the lane that I'm going to hit and go for it. They say inside out, but in this case, when you're really going outside, it's very hard to turn your momentum and cut back the other way.
Handoff up the middle is taken for a gain of 3, but it's still going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 after back-to-back carries for Dittmer. Dittmer now over 200 yards on the game. This guy, well, already in the holiday spirit. Why not? That's a perfect example of breaking out the Christmas gifts early on. Hey, look, we're getting hungry for it.
You know, for your satellite subscribers,
right.
you've got the Holly stations on already, you know, getting everybody in the mood for the Christmas season. But
now, for that guy's sake, I hope he's single, because if his wife or daughter is sitting next to him and he is the one in that blanket, that sounds like couch time to me. I don't know. Just not judging.
no comment.
No comment. And the interception, big time play. Taken at the 30, the 25, all the way down to the 4-yard line. We've been waiting for the big play defensively all night long, and the game changer right there, number 23. What a play, Chris Johns.
Oh, geez, you know, I tell you, it's the best feeling in the world when you're on the defensive side and you can get a pick like that and almost take it to the house. It's a fantastic job of the defense there.
Incredible job. We were just talking about Dylan Kelly has done a great job all game long, and that pass, really just an errant throw. That was an ineligible receiver right there, trying to hit number 55, Landon Head, the right guard in that situation. That wasn't even a great play. And on the first down, touchdown.
You know, great job on a 3-step drop, finding your receiver. Hey, you know what? He made his move on the line of scrimmage and was quickly able to get free and catch the ball, and a good score. You know, this is what happens when you're winning the turnover margin and you can get the momentum on your side. And as replay will show you here, you know, quick step drop, fake the handoff, and go for it. Boom, touchdown.
Bulldogs with a nice fake right there, play action to Devin Boyson, his second touchdown reception of the night. And just like that, the Bulldogs taking a 2-score lead. With or without this extra point, it's going to take 2 scores for Gulf Breeze to get back in it with only 57 seconds remaining in the third. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Biggest lead of the night for either team. The Bulldogs barking, getting a big touchdown from Devin Boyson. We're coming back for more. It's 2017 FHSAA playoffs right here on Blab Sports. Welcome back. 57 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the fans have a reason to smile and wear a lot of neon too, because it's senior night. They're having some fun out here, and I'll tell you what, this crowd is dancing. I don't know half the moves the high school kids are doing today. I don't want to try them, but I'll just say it's enjoyable to watch. And right now for the Crestview fans, the score is enjoyable. 31-21. Tyler Dittmer on the return, taken down on special teams by number 31, Dakota Matthews.
Now, we both know that, you know, you are recording this, and when you get home, you are going to start practicing those dance moves. You're just not going to tell anybody.
Never do.
And we'll see you, you know, at the ball or something where you'll be busting them out.
Cheerleaders having a good night. You can see all the flowers out there for senior night. One of the things we love about high school football and getting to cover it here for the Levin Papantonio big game throughout the season. Getting the only game in town, too, for the high school playoffs. We're excited about it. Got the word, and I remember sitting there in Doug's office when we got the call, and I was saying, pumped. We were ready and excited to be here. And the whole crew here tonight, got the whole crew with us. Always great to come out here to these games. And JC, we've had a phenomenal crew throughout the season. A lot of behind-the-scenes work, a lot of countless hours, and we were happy to bring you the game.
They've done a fantastic job. It's made our lives really easy. It's a smooth transition from one game to the other, and couldn't be happier to be a part of it.
Tyler Dittmer on the outside after the penalty, block in the back. He finds a way to stay on his feet right there.
Again, turning nothing into something. He was trying to go inside, and then he decided he wanted to go outside and cut back in. But, he's good for always one broken tackle, I tell you.
You see Coach Tim Hatton on the sidelines. Undefeated Crestview Bulldogs. Danielle talked to Coach Hatton at halftime. He's not only the coach, but also the athletic director, wearing many hats. And you can see up there in the top corner, that is actually his office, that lit room right there.
Very nice office. We
Yeah,
walked
it's a nice
past
office,
earlier.
yes.
Yeah, it was like the leather chair. Maybe see if he let me have it. He can probably give himself another one.
That is the end of the third quarter. What a game we have. Still a lot of time left, but it's all Bulldogs in the second half. Coming back, it's the 2017 FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals here in Class 6A. Look at the cheerleaders having some fun out there. Rain, shine, hot, cold, they're out there with smiles and having some fun. And, JC, I'll tell you, it's not an easy job. I'm one of those, I go to the second story of a building and I'm sort of holding onto the side rail. When they get flipped up there in the diamond, up about 12 feet in the air, whew, not an easy job.
You're talking from experience.
I'm talking from even watching and getting scared. And I'm sitting 40, 50 feet away.
No, you did go to school with Josh Sitton, so I figured maybe he tossed you up about 12 feet after you made a comment or something.
Many people have wanted to throw me, but it has nothing to do with cheerleading. And that pass is taken for 4 yards on first down, second down, and 6. Still plenty of time in this game. And if you're Gulf Breeze, look, you know that you have an offense moving the chains here for a first down. You have an offense, a coach that's been there, was a former professional quarterback himself in Pensacola, in Bobby Clayton for the Barracudas. Tyler Dittmer takes it on first down. This is the type of game where you've got to find a way, whether this is a 3-minute eat up some clock type of drive or it's one of those quick couple passes. If you're Gulf Breeze, you've got to find a way to get points on the board on this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, we saw Crestview right here. Their defensive line is now starting to dominate in the last two possessions that Gulf Breeze has had. So, this could be the trend of the rest of the game, but they've got to be able to utilize all the skill sets and skill players that they have in order to create things. But
and another interception right there. Another play. We're number 7, Devin Boyson. He's already had 2 touchdowns receiving here tonight, coming up with another big pick. And all of a sudden, in a game where Dylan Kelly was managing it to perfection, the last 2 drives, a couple key mistakes here. This one getting great protection, had an open receiver. This is just a bad mistake by the quarterback right there, as Boyson was clearly in front. That's a tough one right there for the Gulf Breeze fans.
When you're rolling out like that and you're trying to get someone on a slant or on a flood route like that, you have to throw a fastball because you do have defenders chasing down from behind and they're going to be able to step in front of it.
Or throw it away. At the most, that play's only going to get you a yard anyway. Sometimes throwing it away. Great reverse right there, taken on the outside, and a big-time hit. There is a flag on the play. That one taken by number 22, Milton Beauchard, the cousin of quarterback Rod Beauchard, and an illegal shift.
Illegal motion on the field.
And that's going to move them back 5. So here's the big play right here. Even though the turnover happened, Gulf Breeze already knows that it's a two-score game. You can hold them to a field goal. It's still a 2-score game. So it is vital in this situation, JC, that even though at this point it's hard sometimes from an emotion standpoint, you're on the road, the crowd's loud. Crestview right now has all the momentum. But if you can come up with allowing just 3 points or a stop here, you got to feel like it's a huge win. You need to score twice anyway. So at this point, this is vital to get back in it and know that this is the possession. If Crestview goes ahead and scores with the offense and they're running a game, able to pick up first downs, it could be over. That's the thing is you got to look at this as, okay, this is our chance to make a stand and keep this a 2-score game.
And, they did that earlier in the previous drive when they did turn it over like they did and were able to get a field goal out of it. But, here we go. You're inside, you're in the red zone. You're going to have to stop a powerful offense from scoring. Or the offense keeps getting penalties and keeps driving themselves backwards. So we've seen this before.
Well, that's the easiest way on defense to win games is win it before it's snapped. And another false start. Yeah, an illegal shift and a false start. So all of a sudden, pushing them back. I don't know if Coach Hatton agrees. You can see on the sidelines. Talking things over politely, you can see. It's a very nice conversation on the sideline. I'll tell you, if I was, and it is not an easy job. The officials tonight have done a great job, like you said, coming over from Tallahassee, the crew for the FHSAA. But if I'm one of those, I put on some, whatever is the loudest, maybe, put on some of that Kid Rock, what is it, Metallica, just jam it during the games on the sidelines. So every time it looks like the coach is going to be yelling at you,
all you're hearing is just Enter Sandman. I see what you're saying. Exactly.
Yell at me all you want. I'm not hearing anything. Beauchard dropping back and taken down.
Bo Behrens, great job there, outside linebacker.
Good job there by Barron. You can see now that's going to be a big time 3rd down and 29 yards. So all of a sudden, Crestview looked like they had a chance to, on a couple plays, to pretty much seal this one. And now Gulf Breeze coming up with some big ones. Crestview, though, eating some clock up on this drive. Already 2 minutes off in the 4th quarter, 9:06 remaining.
Well, I tell you what, the offensive sets changed up a little bit in the formation. They're going to go ahead and look at the run. Great hole, great job.
And breaking a couple tackles, but that's a key tackle at the end. Even though Stanton was able to gain 14, Walter Yates making that play. He'll bring up a 4th down. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Danielle Lockamy, for more on tonight's game. Danielle?
The coaches on that last flag on the field get a verbal warning from the refs. Each play they've been coming out on the field and the refs have had enough and told them to get back. Back to you, Chad.
Thanks, Danielle. Yeah, I think, like we said, that's where the music and the headphones comes in right there. We've had enough. 8:16 remaining in the game. On for the field goal, and before it is, another false start penalty right there. That's Cody Trawick in. Trawick's had a good game ever since the first kick.
Can we get a replay on that penalty here?
So pushing back 5 more. And it's a fake. And it's tossed over the top. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this one is taken by Yates. And Yates is the kind of guy that can make the plays down the sidelines. Woo. The trickeration does not pay off. And I think Crestview had the mindset that, hey, a field goal is still a 2-touchdown game. They were trying to catch Gulf Breeze off guard. The Dolphins were ready. And the School of Dolphins were all on that one right there. Right there. At this point, you just got to cut your losses. And on that pitch play right there, And out of everybody, Walter Yates, one of the best athletes on the field, picks it up. But I'll tell you what, give some credit here. The little things we talk about in the game. Obviously, not a play that Crestview designed. That's not one that's going to make the highlight film. But a great job by number 1, Rod Bouchard, the holder, for getting back and making the tackle. Because if Bouchard doesn't get back, there's only one guy back there for the Bulldogs, or that's a touchdown by Yates.
Going back on the previous play, the defensive tackle, number 45, Holiday, was the pitch man on that. And, I don't see that very many sophomore defensive tackles get that call. So he's a tremendous athlete. And, he did have some pressure on top of him. He was trying to get that flip out. Strong enough guy to call it. But, unfortunate play for them. But now we have a second down here, and let's see what the Dolphins do.
7:22 remaining. Dolphins got to start hurrying things up here. Taking a look at their offense. And a false start penalty. A reminder, football fans, the best games are yet to be played. Make plans to attend the 2017 Florida High School Football State Championship games hosted by the Central Florida Sports Commission and the City of Orlando. The intense action takes place at the Camping World Stadium in Orlando, December 7th through the 9th. Tickets start as low as $12. Come out and watch the best in Florida high school. Visit FHSAA.org. And the pass is complete out of bounds, though. So that's an incomplete pass.
I like the call. It was a comeback play on the receiver side, and they executed it. He just wasn't able to get his feet in bounds.
6:53 remaining. A reminder, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Escambia and Pine Forest. We just had Escambia last week in the Battle of the Yale Wash Boiler.
Speaking of that game was at 21-0 in the third quarter last time we checked. In favor of the home team, Escambia.
Thank you for that update, JC. The pass on the outside, a wide open Tyler Dittmer. He's able to break a tackle, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins, and a fist pump, and why not? Get your crowd into it. With one big play, 45-yard touchdown pass, Tyler Dittmer. You don't want to get up into open space with him, and he had one defender to beat. Made a little shimmy, whoop, into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, great job from the offensive line, keeping the blocks up and letting that play develop. But, we had a chance to talk to his father after that one game, and, he was kind of saying they haven't thrown the ball to him as much. And, he does have good hands. Well, there we got to see it.
Big time play, and just like that, turn of events. After the interception, it was 31-21, and it looked like Crestview was about to go up by 17 at the 5-yard line. All they had to do was punch it in a few run plays. After a couple big stops and penalties, Gulf Breeze gets a big turnover, and then one big play on third down, and you can see right here. Nice try on the tackle by Milton Bouchard. He was on the ground. He tried to make a play, but you're not going to take down a guy that's been in the end zone. He lives in there. 23 touchdowns on the season, so that's his home.
Yeah, that play is famously known as a circle route for the running back to circle out of the backfield and run down the field, and usually it's on the opposite way that the offensive line's sliding. It's the opposite way of where the quarterback's looking. Easy touchdown on the left side.
We're going to stay here and taking a look here at Coach Tim Hatton on the sidelines. It's become a game real quick. He said, I got too much emotion right now. Don't hand me something that I can break. This is a chance right here. I need to focus in on this game. I'll tell you what, look, that's when you're heated in that moment, yeah, don't hand anything valuable or expense to a guy in that situation. But Coach Hatton doing a great job, an unbeaten team. Fans love him. I'll tell you what, he has been here and really, truly values these kids doing a great job. For more on the sidelines, let's take it down to the sidelines with Danielle Lockamy for more on tonight's game. Danielle?
Crestview's head coach, Tim Hatton, was not happy with that last Gulf Breeze touchdown. His headset has been on the floor almost as much as it's been on his head, and this time he actually broke it and will not put another one on. Back to you.
I had a feeling about that one, you know. He said, no, that's coming out of my pocket. You know what I'm saying? He said, this.
You can't break it twice.
There's a budget right there. School budget, you know, when they make those calls at the end. Okay, how much do we, where does this extra,
that's why you hand the coach
ancillary cost over here?
Yeah, you hand him a clipboard. You can break the clipboards all day.
That's right.
Toss that, break them over the head, you know.
$4.99
for a 6-pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, different colors too,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, I know as broadcasters, we know headsets are not cheap.
Let's go, everybody!
6:43 remaining. What a game we have. That's what it looked like for the Dolphin fans out there. This one might be over. What a play. The speed on the outside, down the sidelines. One man to beat. Makes a move into the end zone. Touchdown, Crestview. What a play down the sidelines to Jaden Boyson. The only Boyson before that play that hadn't been in the end zone tonight. And you know what? If you're going to get to the dinner table, you got to be able to say, I had a touchdown too. Jaden, Keon, Devin, all three of them brothers, and all three of them finding 6 here tonight.
Great play. You know, I tell you, it was a single man move. You know, you had the shot out to the sideline, and you know, he was able to beat the cornerback. Safety coming down the field to try to help out was no match. Awesome play.
And just like that, when it looked like the momentum had shifted back to the Dolphins on the road, Crestview coming through in a big way. One play score, 80 yards, and why not? This is all the speed. You could see right there, once Jaden had a crease, the junior was gone. Outrunning a really good Noah Young, and then getting by J.L. Davis for the touchdown. Crestview, 38, Gulf Breeze, 28. It's 11 Papantonio, big game. And the next 6:33, it's going to be exciting. Welcome back. 11 Papantonio, big game. It's the playoffs, regional quarterfinals here in Class 6A. The undefeated Crestview Bulldogs found themselves down early, 21-14, but have stormed back. And just when Gulf Breeze had found a way to get into the end zone, one play, just like that, back to a 10-point game.
Yeah, for sure, Chad. You know, I tell you, there's that sudden change atmosphere happens where you're essentially, you just gave up a touchdown. One play, you scored another touchdown. It's almost like a pick six in my book.
Taking a look at some of the other scores from around the area here tonight in the postseason, JC.
Well, we have in Pensacola, obviously, we have Escambia County hosting Pine Forest, I mentioned earlier. Scores still 21-0 in the third quarter. Then you have Tate traveling all the way to St. Augustine, Florida. We talked about that too. You know, that game's the final. It looks like St. Augustine, which is the #1 seed, has prevailed, and it's 49-14. So the Aggies have a long drive back down I-10 to think about what they're going to do for next year.
Some of the other games in our area, taking a look here in Alabama for the folks watching on Blab TV. Spanish Fort with a 49-14 final over Pelham. As well, a nice win by McGill-Tulane, always a great team. 35-14 over Jefferson Davis, and a shootout right now with Fairhope and Spanish Fort. Taking a look at some of the games as well.
That was from last week.
From last week, okay,
yeah.
making sure. All right. Well,
that covers all the games for us that we have in our broadcast area.
6:02 remaining here in the fourth. You can see Coach Hatton No headsets, no more expenses. But still, when you got a 10-point lead, it's a lot easier. You don't mind forking up. It feels easier to, break out the checkbook in a win. Might say, all right, it's on me. Why not? Got to have one for next week if you win. The big play over on the sidelines, taken by Spencer Segal. Segal showing the speed, and what a game we have, folks. It all because all of a sudden we've got ourselves a Usain Bolt versus Justin Gatlin race going on right now. This is fun to watch.
He tried to stretch for the end zone there at the last minute. His knee did hit the sidelines and went out, but they're going to have the ball first down and from the 2-yard line, looks like. His right hand hit out of bounds.
And it looks like, great job by our replay crew, but it looks like he had stepped out right around the 4. He made a full dive, but it looks like he was out right around the 4-yard line. But a great effort nonetheless after a gain of 54 yards. And the handoff, Tyler Dittmer taken down.
Again, when you're in a situation on the goal line and your offensive line is still standing up watching the running back get tackled, it's not a good thing to do. So that's where you got to have your offensive line fire off the ball. If they've got to, if they got to do, if they have to crawl, to keep that defensive line off your running back, do whatever it takes, but you got to fire off the ball. I think he was, talking about his mother and father or something. I don't know. Just
having some fun right there. Coaches on the sidelines. It is part of football to have some emotion. The QB keeper and Dylan Kelly up the middle for the touchdown after a nice play by Taurine Mays the play before from Crestview. This time Kelly in untouched for the touchdown. And, well, after a 1-play touchdown to Jaden Boyson, a 3-play drive for the Dolphins. And they're back in it. I'll tell you what, this is one of those games, unless you're up by 3 scores, 4 minutes is way too much time.
The extra point is very important here. It has it for both teams, but looks like it's good.
And the kick is up, and it is good. Crestview 38, Gulf Breeze 35. What a run, what a block too. You can see the opening right there. What a hole by Matthew Hawkins. That's why he's one of the captains, the senior right guard, number 66. And look at that. After pushing forward the line, having the strength to go over there, and boom, right there. Got to be careful if you're Dylan Kelly not to get knocked down. That's 100 pounds more chest bumping you, but staying on his feet, he's a tough one. Crestview, 3-point lead. Welcome back. Levin Papantonio, big game, postseason. It is the region quarterfinals for Class 6A. Back and forth we go. We have had 28 points in the last 3 minutes. Wow, what a fourth quarter, and what a hit right there. Coming in, big time play from number 25, Carl Taylor. And we're gonna talk this one over. That might have drawn a flag right there. Talk this one over.
If it is targeting, it's he's not defenseless. He's a running back running the ball. There, it can't be that. I'm just going to say it's not that. Let's see what the referee says.
I believe that's what they
let's
will
go with
call.
Let's go with the holding. Let's go with the something offside. But that wasn't an illegal play. Okay.
There you go.
Block in the back. There we go.
Breathe a little easier right there.
My crystal ball couldn't tell me what it was, so I was hyperventilating here for a minute. Let's just play some football. This is a great game.
And you can see Coach Hatton down at the bottom. He wanted the helmet to helmet, but it was the way it came in at the end. That would have been a tough call. It's going to march back the Bulldogs 10. Remember, if you're the Bulldogs right now, you got to feel after that 3-play drive by the Dolphins that right now the momentum's not in your favor. But remember, you still have the lead at home, and you have a great offensive line, a quarterback that has led this team all year as a senior to an undefeated season. This is when teams that you see with all those wins, they come to shine, because it's one thing to win games 40-0, but I've always said, JC, it's the games that you win 41-40 that shows a champion. And the ones that can get it done in the finals, because it's easy to just beat up your competition, but it takes more to be a John Elway, a Peyton Manning, a Tom Brady in the final minutes and get it done. And you can see right there a big-time play, but there is a flag on the play after the Bouchard to Bouchard combo right there. It sounds like a law firm, but the pass from Rod to Milton, his cousin. First down, but an ineligible man downfield. And that's a tough call right there, because that was only a 3-second drop. You usually don't get too many guys. Usually you get a lineman down the field scrambling back there trying to make plays. It's rare that you see a lineman downfield on a 3-step drop. But
they're calling Bryce and Norris for the illegal lineman downfield and or illegal man downfield. You know, at penalties like that, it's very tough. You know, your offensive line is being aggressive. They're trying to do reach blocks and things, especially if the defensive line's doing stunts and so forth. So, you know, yeah, you could step across the line, you know, a little tit for tat, but you know, let's keep these penalties down. Let's let them play. Let's finish this game. We got 4 minutes left, and I'm calling for that. How about that?
Great keeper right there by Rod Bouchard. And you could see a lot of fans getting colder. The weather is dropping. I'm not going to make a statement because we're sitting in a heated booth, so I'm not going to try to say that it's not that cold, because we have the luxury of being indoors. But at the same time, it looked like a game from Madison, Wisconsin right there on TV. Handoff up the middle, which, by the way, is expected to be 15 degrees tomorrow in the Big Ten for kickoff. So glad we're in the Sunshine State.
Yeah. We're busting out our jackets.
They're
busting out snowmobiles.
Get them out of the attic right there. Only got a couple days to break them out. November, 80-degree days. Hey, when it drops under 70, break out the parkas if you need it. 3:18 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Taking a look here. What a game we have, folks. 4 wide set, 1 back, your usual suspects. The 3 Voisins on the left as well. Milton, Bouchard, and timeout on the field. Coach Hatton's going to talk things over. We're coming back for more. The excitement continues. The 2017 FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals here on Blab TV. Welcome back. We're here for the 11 Papantonio big game on Blab Sports. Glad to be with you here on this Friday night from Crestview High School, Jack Foster Stadium. It's a 3-point Crestview lead. We've had an exciting fourth quarter that's seen 4 touchdowns, back and forth action. Looking for the big shot. Bouchard over the top, and there's contact. We'll see. No flag on the play. And
Chad,
that is big right there.
I think they're going to say that the ball was uncatchable.
And that'll bring up a 4th down. You can see standing on their feet, and that's exactly, look at that guy.
Yeah,
he heard you from the booth right there, JC.
And his friend says, no, I don't think so, but.
He said, you are not being a homer as we are expected. You know, that's a real, I'm giving a round of applause right here. You can probably hear that. Yeah. For a fan of a team that is realistic about the game going on. Usually that would be boos and scowls at the refs, you know, because it was in a home call. But, you know, he gets it. That's a football fan right there that understands. And folks from Crestview here get football, I'll tell you that much. I've had a chance to be here 4 times. for games throughout the years. These fans, they're passionate, they're loyal, but they're also they're good football fans. They know the game.
And, you know, he was standing up, and he's a pretty big guy. And guess what? Everyone around him sat down. They weren't going to protest what he was saying, and we're good.
And a good job on special teams right there. Nice punt for 46 yards taken by number 20, Nate Herrick. We're coming back. This could be the final drive for Gulf Breeze. Down 3, 2:43 left. The excitement, fans are loud, and why not? Here for the FHSAA playoffs.
Bulldog fans, make some noise.
Welcome back on the first down run. A gain of 3 yards to the outside. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Lined up in a shotgun form. Dylan Kelly back there with Tyler Dittmer. Once again, hurrying things up with 2:17 remaining here in the 4th. Down by 3. Right in on the action. Nice shot there. And that pass is incomplete. That ref was right on top of it. And no argument from Jaden Voisin. That was one of those that Jaden looked at him. Look, you know immediately as a player, great job by our crew right here, giving us a chance to watch the replay. And as you can see, no argument, that ball, up through the hands, hitting the ground. Nice effort selling it, but a great job by the ref right on top of that. And you can see, right, the key to watching a play that's close, look at the guy that is making the play. Jaden Voisin didn't say anything or argue at all. And you know if he caught that, he'd be right up there trying to run back. And the handoff, it's a keeper. Taken by Dylan Kelly for a gain of 5 yards. Now, Dolphins are pointing for a first down, but JC, from our vantage point, it got a very good spot, but we'll see. That's real close. This one, it looks like they're going to have to bring out the chains.
Well, right now what I'll be doing is getting the offense ready for the next play. You know, it is the final drive, in my opinion. You know, the minutes that's left here, you know, Gulf Breeze has to do whatever it takes to keep this ball and keep moving it down the field to get a shot to get in the field goal range, so I can at least tie the game for regular time ends. But looks like what we have here is a first down.
Wow.
Was that right foot spot or was it the left foot spot?
Here's the deal. Now, the initial spot was a Gulf Breeze Dolphin first down, and then they continue to pull the chain a little more, and it was still a Gulf Breeze Dolphin first down. So if you're a Dolphin fan, that second pull, you got to be like, whoa, wait a second. Quit yanking our chain. You know?
That's correct.
1:49 left. First down, and the pass. It is big time call here. They're pointing, they're saying it is an interception. Interception on the field.
There's a no-look pass from the quarterback, and that's where you have to call it an errant throw. And you just can't throw that ball looking away as hard as you can. You got to make sure that you're completely, on point with who you're throwing the ball to in a situation like this.
Now the Dolphins were standing in awe right there. A close play, but what a play. Taking a look here at the replay. Great job of getting that. I know you couldn't see it from the initial angle, but yeah, there's nothing to say that he didn't make that catch. Great play right there. What a play. Jaden Voisin coming through. Doing a good job of shielding his body to roll over that. And yeah, good job by our crew too, giving us that angle right there. And with 1:36 left, the Dolphins will call a timeout. JC, let's stay here and talk things over for just a second. In this situation, if you're Gulf Breeze, you got a couple timeouts left, but if you're Crestview, knowing that you could eat up a little clock and you make them use the timeouts, but if they get the ball back, knowing how vulnerable this game has been to big plays, do you break out some of the, maybe a pass play here if you're Coach Hatton's team?
You know, other than the annexation of Puerto Rico play, you know, I would not do anything that would cause it's all about percentages. What is the chances of you having the highest percent play that's going to be able to let the defense make a play? So what I would do is take that offensive line that I've had dominating this game that's in the vault and just run the ball down the middle with number 20 and win this game. Stop and be very aggressive with it. Go off tackle. If you have to do a jet, whatever the case is, just keep using your offensive line who's gotten you to this point here probably all season long and just run behind these guys and let these guys take it home for you.
Not your typical running formation here. It's a 4-wide set, but it is a QB keeper, and they trust their quarterback to make the play right there with the read option. But Gulf Breeze is not fooled by this at all. You can see the Dolphins, once again, a quick timeout. It'll bring up a 3rd down. Yeah, the Dolphins, they understand Crestview, very innovative with their formations. They're going to get out there trying to trick them into thinking that they're going to do some big plays on the outside. But they loaded 6 guys in the box, and they said, you know what, we're going to let you try to make a play passing. But at this point, we're going to trust our defense to make the big play. I got to say, what we have seen here so far in this game here tonight, JC, a minute 29 seems like a century. You have so much time on your hands. This is the type of game where we saw 3 touchdowns within a 2-minute span. So even though right now you've allowed Gulf Breeze to burn a couple timeouts, this is a big 3rd down. So once again, you know that you could make Gulf Breeze eat another timeout and make them, if you have to punt, drive the field within a minute? Or do you say, okay, it's a 3rd down. If we get a first, the game is over.
Right.
You're still running the football.
Yeah, you need to get a first down. Your goal here is first down, and then everything else will work itself out.
Looking to the sidelines. Not eating any clock, though. Remember, it is a timeout. This is just a look to the coach to make the right decision. And remember, Crestview can call a timeout. You can call a timeout from the opposing team. And that's exactly what they've done. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. Coming back for more for the 2017 FHSAA Regional Quarterfinals. Big 3rd down coming up here. Crestview looking to the sidelines. A huge play in the game here. And it's QB keeper. He's got room on the outside. If he can pick up the 1st down, he dives for it. And that should be the game, folks. If he has the 1st down, Crestview will win tonight's football game. What a play. You can see Coach Hatton giving some high fives. And that, folks, pending a blunder on the knee, should do it. What a play. That is putting it in the hands of the guy who's gotten you here this year. The quarterback has led you on an undefeated team. Now, they're getting up quickly. They don't need to run a quick.
It's victory formation.
There is a big hold. You see Coach Hatton saying, whoa, we have the lead. There is no reason to run a play right now. And that is victory formation. Folks, one more play and this game will be over. What a football game here tonight, JC. Wow.
I tell you what, though, Chad, this has been an awesome game. The best one all season that we've had, I believe. And, you know, we had a little bit of everything. We had there's the dominance of an offensive line, which is, again, my pick for the vault. And then you have, you know, single players where you have, you know, wide receivers making plays on their own. You have, you know, Jaden from the
Jade
Crestview.
Boyson, yes.
Boyson making plays on offense and defense. Just a phenomenal game, and couldn't be more excited to call this one here.
And this is going to be tough to pick the player of the game, but to me, just that play shows you the strength, the character of a leader. And Rod Beauchard has been their leader all season long. And he goes out there, and on a third down, that you got to feel confident, and you know that Dylan Kelly, Tyler Dittmer, and that Gulf Breeze offense, Spencer Segal, they're just waiting. They were saying, give us one more shot. The way we're playing, they'd already scored 21 points in the last 7 minutes. They had been getting their act together. And all of a sudden, one play on a 3rd down and 6, knowing that they had to run the football too, a QB keeper, and extending out. Not all the speed in the world. He's not the fastest quarterback in high school football, but when it comes to guts right there, that's the guy. And Crestview at this point looks like they will be taking on Escambia in the next round as we take a look here after the regional quarterfinals. The next round game will be November 17th at 7:30. So it looks like Crestview will move on to take on Escambia. It'll be a 2 versus 3 matchup in the region semifinals of Class 6A. And folks, that will do it. The Bulldogs victorious, getting the victory here at home.
What a great performance from the Crestview team. Chad, this is why they have an 8-0 record. This is you play full 60 minutes, and this is the results you get. Going back to the keys to the game that we talked about at the beginning of this game was, how will the Crestview offensive line be able to manage this game? And they showed us exactly what to do when you need to take a win at home, especially in the first round of the playoffs. And hopefully they'll continue that as the playoffs go on. And
great sportsmanship. Look at these guys. Class acts on both sides, high fives, giving each other that right there. This freeze frame at home. Take that picture, because that's what football is all about. Passionate 48 minutes of football between great kids, a great fan base on both sides, and leaving that game holding your head high on both sides. That right there shows you the Dolphins, the Bulldogs, these are well-coached teams. These are good kids. And for all the parents and all the fans of Gulf Breeze and Crestview, you should feel proud of everyone here tonight. Let's go to the sidelines with the winning coach, Tim Hatton. Danielle has more. Thanks, Danielle.
Your defense in the second half.
Well, I'm very curious. We've been before several times, and the one good game for us in the red zone offensively, I don't know how many times we didn't score, at least 3 times, and we got to play better on offense. We got to defend the field on defense after a drive. Very well. Good. Them for having a pretty good club.
Pretty displeased with a lot of this. Fix it.
That's for me. If you get to watch us much, I'm never really happy on the sideline. I mean, you know, as a coach, you just find the things that you're doing bad and make you don't continue to do them. And I think we continue to do some things this game that really frustrated me. We gave up big plays on defense, and you know, we got a really, really good defense. Offensively, we get out here, we make mistakes, and we move, and we get some procedure calls, and we do a lot of things beyond the line of scrimmage read-wise, and we didn't have a great game doing that. We had matchups on the outside that we thought we could have exploited, and we didn't do it. So, you know, we'll fight another day. We're really happy that we got a victory. Any victory in the playoffs is a sweet victory.
All right, good luck, Coach, on your next match.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, Danielle. Well, what a game it was. JC, another big victory, another big night here in the FHSAA playoffs. Crestview 38, Gulf Breeze 35. For all of us here on Blab TV, for JC Alboniga, for Danielle Lockamy, and all of our crew here tonight, I'm Chad Brillante. Thanks for watching the Levin Papantonio big game for the playoffs. And as always, have a great night.